Hey everyone! Welcome to the very first episode of the Practice English podcast. Are you someone who understands English but struggles to speak it fluently?
It's a frustrating experience, isn't it? Today, we're addressing the common challenge of understanding English while feeling stuck when it comes to speaking.
We're excited to share some effective strategies to help you break through that barrier. And don't forget to check out the helpful PDF resource linked in the description, packed with tips and vocabulary to support your learning.
Let's get started. In today's episode, we'll discuss why so many learners can grasp English but find it difficult to express themselves verbally.
We'll provide you with practical tips and techniques to boost your confidence and enhance your speaking skills. Whether it's through daily practice or engaging with others, we've got the tools you need to succeed. Let's start by discussing why many learners find it hard to speak English, even when they understand it well.
One major reason is the lack of speaking practice. Many learners listen to English but don't engage in conversation enough, leading to a passive understanding.
Exactly. Speaking is an active skill, and without practice, it's tough to improve. When you only listen, you miss out on the opportunity to use the language actively.
Another factor is the fear of making mistakes. This fear can prevent people from speaking, even if they understand everything being said.
It's like being afraid to jump into a pool because you think you might sink. This fear can be paralyzing and often leads to missed opportunities for practice.
Right. Additionally, mental translation from one's native language can slow down speaking, making spontaneous conversation difficult.
This constant translation can be exhausting and can hinder your ability to respond quickly in conversations. It's important to train your brain to think directly in English.
So, it's essential to recognize these barriers and work on overcoming them to become a more confident speaker.
Absolutely. Understanding these challenges is the first step toward finding effective solutions. By acknowledging the gap between understanding and speaking, you can take proactive steps to bridge it.
Remember, many learners face these same issues, so you're not alone in this struggle. The key is to keep practicing and to find ways to make speaking a regular part of your routine.
So how can we tackle this fear of speaking English?
The first step is to acknowledge that fear and accept it as part of the learning process. It's completely normal to feel anxious about speaking a new language.
That's a great point. Starting with small, manageable speaking goals can help, like practicing with friends or even in front of a mirror.
Practicing in front of a mirror allows you to see your expressions and build confidence over time. You can observe how you look when you speak, which can help reduce anxiety.
Embracing mistakes is essential. They're part of the learning curve, not something to be ashamed of.
Yes. Think of mistakes as stepping stones to improvement. Each time you make a mistake, you learn something new. It's important to shift your mindset and view mistakes as valuable learning experiences.
Another effective strategy is to remind yourself that everyone makes mistakes, even native speakers.
Exactly. The more you practice speaking, the more comfortable you'll become, and that fear will start to fade.
You can also try joining a supportive language group where everyone is learning together. This creates a safe space to practice without judgment.
And remember, the goal is communication, not perfection. Focus on getting your message across rather than worrying about grammar or pronunciation.
Lastly, visualization techniques can be helpful. Picture yourself speaking confidently in various situations, like ordering food or having a conversation with a friend.
By visualizing success, you can reduce anxiety and prepare yourself mentally for real-life conversations.
So take a deep breath, embrace the process, and remember that every step you take is progress. Now let's talk about some daily practice techniques that can help you improve your speaking skills.
One fun method is to narrate your daily activities as if you're in a documentary. This makes speaking practice enjoyable and less intimidating. For example, you could say, "Now I'm making breakfast," or "I'm heading to the store."
That sounds great. It allows you to practice speaking in a low-pressure environment while also reinforcing vocabulary related to your daily life.
Another effective technique is to use technology, like language learning apps. Many of these apps offer speaking exercises and instant feedback, which can be incredibly helpful for improving your pronunciation.
Right. While these apps can't replace real conversations, they are a fantastic supplement to your practice routine. They can help you build confidence before speaking with others.
And don't forget about reading aloud. Choose books, articles, or even scripts that interest you and read them out loud. This practice helps improve both fluency and pronunciation.
Absolutely. You can also record yourself while reading or speaking. Listening to your recordings can help you identify areas for improvement and track your progress over time.
Talking to pets or even to yourself in the mirror can also reduce pressure while practicing. It's a great way to build confidence without the fear of judgment.
Yes. You can practice your intonation and expressions, which are important aspects of effective communication.
Lastly, try to set aside a specific time each day for speaking practice. Consistency is key. Even just 10 to 15 minutes a day can make a significant difference over time.
So find what works best for you and make speaking a regular part of your routine.
Now, let's take a moment to focus on some key vocabulary that will help reinforce our discussion today.
Great idea. Understanding these terms will enhance your ability to engage with the topics we've covered.
Practice. Definition. The act of repeatedly performing an activity to improve skill or proficiency. Example. Regular practice is essential for developing speaking skills in English. Fear. Definition. An emotional response to perceived danger or threat, often leading to hesitation. Example. The fear of making mistakes can prevent learners from speaking English confidently. Engage. Definition. To participate or become involved in an activity or conversation. Example. Actively engaging in conversations helps reinforce language learning. Confidence. Definition. A feeling of self-assurance arising from one's abilities or qualities. Example. Building confidence is crucial for effective communication in English.
Transitioning from passive to active learning is crucial for mastering English speaking skills. Instead of just listening to music or watching shows, you should actively engage with the language.
Exactly. One effective way to do this is by summarizing what you hear or read. After watching a video or reading an article, take a moment to explain it in your own words. This practice helps reinforce your understanding and improves your ability to articulate thoughts in English.
Another great method is to repeat phrases you hear in conversations or media. This technique, often called shadowing, involves mimicking the speaker's pronunciation and intonation. It's a fantastic way to improve your speaking skills.
Yes. You can also write down new vocabulary and use it in sentences. Keeping a vocabulary journal can help you remember and apply new words in your conversations.
And don't forget to reflect on your progress regularly. Take time to think about what you've learned and how you can improve further. This reflection helps you stay motivated and focused on your language goals.
Engaging with others is also vital. Join discussion groups or language exchange meetups where you can practice speaking with others. This real-life interaction is invaluable for building confidence and fluency.
Additionally, try to incorporate English into your hobbies. If you enjoy cooking, for example, follow English recipes or watch cooking shows in English. This way, you're learning while doing something you love.
Lastly, consider setting specific goals for your active learning. For instance, aim to learn 5 new words each week and use them in conversations.
By actively engaging with the language, you'll find that your speaking skills improve significantly over time.
Let's discuss some effective conversation starters that can help you engage with others in English.
Asking for food recommendations is always a hit. Everyone loves to share their favorite places to eat. You might say, "What's your favorite restaurant in town?" This question not only opens up the conversation, but also gives you insight into local culture.
Absolutely. Discussing hobbies is another great way to connect. You can ask, "What do you enjoy doing in your free time?" This question often leads to interesting discussions and helps you find common interests.
Travel experiences are also a fantastic topic. You could ask, "Have you traveled anywhere exciting recently?" People love to share their travel stories, and it can lead to a lively exchange of ideas and experiences.
And remember to use open-ended questions to keep the dialogue flowing. Instead of asking yes or no questions, try to ask questions that require more detailed responses. For example, instead of asking, "Did you go to the event?" you could ask, "What did you think about the event?"
This encourages the other person to share more and keeps the conversation engaging. It also gives you more opportunities to practice your speaking skills.
Another effective strategy is to share something about yourself after asking a question. For instance, if someone tells you about their favorite hobby, you can respond with, "That sounds interesting. I enjoy your hobby too. How did you get into it?"
This not only shows that you're listening but also helps build a connection.
Lastly, don't be afraid to express your opinions or ask follow-up questions. This shows that you're genuinely interested in the conversation and encourages the other person to share more.
So, keep these conversation starters in mind, and you'll find it easier to engage in meaningful discussions. Confidence plays a significant role in speaking English effectively. When you feel confident, you're less likely to hesitate or second-guess yourself.
That's right. One of the best ways to build confidence is by setting realistic goals. Start with small, achievable objectives, like having a short conversation with a friend or ordering food in English.
Celebrating these small victories is crucial. Each time you successfully communicate in English, take a moment to acknowledge your achievement. This positive reinforcement can boost your self-esteem.
Another effective strategy is to practice speaking regularly. The more you speak, the more comfortable you'll become. Consider joining a language exchange group or finding a speaking partner to practice with.
Yes. Surrounding yourself with supportive people who encourage you can make a big difference. They can provide constructive feedback and help you feel more at ease when speaking.
Additionally, visualization techniques can be helpful. Picture yourself speaking confidently in various situations, like giving a presentation or chatting with friends. This mental rehearsal can reduce anxiety and prepare you for real-life conversations.
It's also important to remind yourself that making mistakes is part of the learning process. Even native speakers make errors. Instead of fearing mistakes, view them as opportunities to learn and grow.
And don't forget to reflect on your progress. Take time to think about how far you've come and the skills you've developed. This reflection can help you stay motivated and focused on your language goals.
Lastly, consider recording yourself speaking. Listening to your recordings can help you identify areas for improvement and track your progress over time.
So, take a deep breath, embrace the process, and remember that every step you take is progress toward becoming a more confident English speaker. All right, Dany. I think it's time to go over some key vocabulary from today's discussion.
Good idea. Let's help our listeners really understand these words.
First up, we have active.
Active refers to engaging directly with the language rather than just passively absorbing it. For example, actively participating in conversations helps reinforce your learning.
Right. What's next?
Next, we have effort.
Effort is the amount of energy and determination you put into achieving something. For instance, putting in consistent effort is essential for improving your speaking skills.
Great example. The next word is feedback.
Feedback is information about your performance that helps you improve. Seeking feedback from others can guide your learning process.
Exactly. Next up is motivation. Motivation refers to the reasons or goals that drive you to take action. Having clear motivation can help you stay committed to your language learning.
Yes. And last but not least, we have goals.
Goals are specific objectives you aim to achieve, like improving your speaking skills or expanding your vocabulary.
So, Dany, we've talked about active engagement and effort, but let's also highlight the importance of a growth mindset.
Absolutely. A growth mindset means believing you can improve through effort and learning from your experiences, rather than thinking your abilities are fixed.
Right. This mindset can significantly impact your language learning journey and help you overcome challenges. Now, let's share some practical tips for speaking English that you can easily incorporate into your daily life.
Great idea. The goal here is to provide you with actionable strategies that will help you practice speaking regularly.
First, try to set aside a few minutes each day for speaking practice. This could be through self-talk, where you describe what you're doing, or even reading aloud from a book or article.
Absolutely. Another effective method is to join language exchange groups. These can be local meetups or online platforms where you can practice speaking with native speakers or other learners.
Yes, Engaging with others in conversation is one of the best ways to improve your speaking skills. It also helps you gain confidence in a supportive environment.
You can also incorporate English into your hobbies. If you enjoy cooking, for example, follow English recipes or watch cooking shows in English. This way, you're learning while doing something you love.
That's a fantastic tip. Additionally, consider using technology to your advantage. Language learning apps often have speaking exercises that provide instant feedback, which can be very helpful.
And don't forget to set specific goals for your speaking practice. For instance, aim to learn 5 new words each week and use them in conversations. This keeps your learning focused and measurable.
Lastly, remember to celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Each conversation you have is a step forward, so acknowledge your achievements along the way.
By incorporating these practical tips into your daily routine, you'll find that your fluency and confidence in speaking English will improve over time.
Well, that wraps up our discussion on how to improve your English speaking skills. Remember, it's all about practice, overcoming fear, and using the right strategies to build your confidence.
Absolutely. We hope you feel inspired to take those first steps in your speaking journey. Every small effort counts, and with time, you'll see significant improvements.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more helpful tips and discussions.
We'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts or any questions you have in the comments below. What strategies do you find most helpful for practicing your English?
And don't forget to check out our next video, where we'll discuss tips for improving your listening skills in English. It's a topic that complements today's discussion perfectly.
Thank you for joining us on the Practice English podcast. Until next time, keep practicing and stay confident.
Bye for now.